I thought we started fairly well, and then we hit another long scoring drought. Not only scoring drought, but a stops drought, rebounds drought, and we got to figure out lineups and when that's happening. Part of it is we were in the first half and in previous games living and dying at the 3-point line, whereas what we do is predicated on getting downhill and getting paint touches, getting to the free throw line, making twos. And they went on a 23-2 run, and we were reeling. Part of that is we are an unconfident bunch going into this, and the one thing I will say, we made the run coming back, and I think we got some confidence, even though we lost this game. And there's no moral victories, but we got some confidence coming out of this. And we got a good KP, we got a good Elijah tonight, and we got a really good Faison tonight. And we need those three pieces to help us. And then we pressed them and got them into an up and down game. But the big thing for me is we scored 58 points, and we've really been struggling scoring. And 27 of those, I think, in the second half are in the paint. So, we got back to playing more the way that we want to play, and give them credit, especially Donovan Ivory, who's from here. I think came in here averaging 5 points a game, and he gets it's got to be his career high, 32. So every time we made a run, he made a huge shot. Maybe should have when we cut it to a one possession game, taken that press off because they got the alley-oop dunk. But we had just turned them over, so I got a little greedy with it. And then we had a lot of shots there at the end to cut it or make it even more interesting. But you can't put yourself in that kind of hole.
You've been talking a lot about how you guys are unfinished product, work in progress, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like you're getting close to where you need to be, and how quickly does that have to happen with what you have on the horizon here?
I don't really think we're close to anywhere close to what we can be. Anywhere close to where we can be. We've got to be. I mean, the ultimate answer to that is we got to be really good in March, but we've got to put ourselves in a good position going into March. We start in a week. We start league play, and so that's the most important thing. Part of this has been our scheduling issues. We've had to go all around the country, and that we fought through sickness and injury and the travel and the time changing, and Southern Miss was a hungry team. They came in here with their backs against the wall, and I thought we played like that in the second half, and maybe it's hit our guys like, hey, we got to turn this around. So it doesn't get much easier. We got 3 in a row on the road, but nobody's going to feel sorry for you, and we got to keep getting better. But that team in the second half, I thought that was what we would be from the start this year. And I would say that's the first time I've seen that team in a game. So hopefully we can build on it. And, again, no moral victories, but we're going to mourn until midnight, and then we're going to find a way to get better.
You mentioned KP, you mentioned Faison, Elijah. How good is it to see some of those guys step up? Because they've been, frankly, struggling.
Yeah.
Numbers anyway.
Yeah, our numbers are. If you had told me that that's what our numbers would look like, what are we? 7-8 games in, I would say there's no way. There's no way those guys are playing that way. And really, Elijah and KP, along with Zach, probably put in the most work in the off season. So I knew at some point they're going to come around, but the struggle's been real. So we'll see moving forward, but these guys will be okay.
You mentioned those final 15 minutes playing more hungry, I guess.
Mhm.
Were there specific adjustments, or was it really just that playing more aggressive, playing more hungry, and really being more physical with Southern Miss?
Yeah, we sold out to the press. We pressed them, full court, trapped the very first pass, and we do that in our press package, but we did it a lot more than that. Was the big adjustment, and then kind of opened the game up a little bit, and we were really getting downhill, and we were really getting to the rim and open threes and clean looks, and I told them, our pressure hasn't been like that. It's not just offense, but it's been our defense too. We still, for whatever reason, we're not getting stops in the half court, not coming up with rebounds. But our pressure has got to be a mainstay, and we finally got back to that today.
Offensively, I've talked to you about the lack of kind of a true floor general, true point guard. Do you feel like what you're getting from Elijah, what you're getting at that position in total has been, you want it better, but is it good enough? And do you feel like there's room for improvement? Could Keith be one of those guys maybe that?
Yeah, well, Keith started at point guard tonight.
Yeah, so like moving forward, do you think he could be one of those guys that really could take over leadership or ownership of that position?
Possibly. I think we're best when we've got a good Elijah. He's got the most experience at that position. Obviously, not having Pierce has really put us at a deficit there. We thought we had plenty, but I thought Keith did a good job for his first time, and then that Elijah that came off the bench was pretty good. So maybe Elijah woke up a little bit and started to realize, hey, I gotta run this team. I gotta play better. But we've had to wake up a lot of guys. So hopefully at some point our entire team will be awake and we can play good basketball.
Is there any update on Pierce? Is he going to be out for the year? Do you know yet?
We don't know yet. He's still he's taken a few different shots that they think will work, but he's not there yet.
He's been able to avoid surgery at least to the.
So far, yeah, so far.
And then is Eric Pratt okay? Was he just held out for?
Yeah, just coach's decision.
Coach's decision?
Mm-hmm.